Pain. In this video, I want to talk about change. Everything is changing. Change has a negative connotation. I feel like in school, we're taught to mitigate risk, minimize pain, and find that stable career, whatever that means, the 9 to 5. Get married, retire at 65, and live happily ever after with a stable track. But I'm here to tell you, that's wrong. Now let me caveat, I know that some people are going through some tough things. I'm not a proponent of tragedies or inflicted pain. I'm not saying that all change feels good in the moment. For example, a breakup, someone steals from you, your partner cheats on you, your best friend doesn't talk to you anymore, you lose your job. That hurts. You feel that. It's painful. What I'm here to tell you is that change is natural. It's going to happen, and you have a choice to learn from it or let it torment you. I wish at a younger age that I knew this. I'm still learning how to cope and adapt to changing circumstances around me. I don't think I'll ever be a master of it, but I think the journey of life is to be more aware of what's happening and adapt and adjust. Let's talk about some evolution and go back to science class. So does anyone remember Charles Darwin, the theory of evolution? Yeah, ring a bell? My dog is barking. Stop barking. Well, Charles Darwin stated that organisms can change over time. In the term survival of the fittest, we all live in this jungle. Not meaning the organism's strength, but its ability to survive and reproduce. Another example, Professor Daniel Lieberman, an evolutionary biologist at Harvard University, says that humans, in an effort to conserve energy during hard times, from an evolutionary perspective, we're conditioned to do the bare minimum, to do the least amount of work in order to conserve that energy so we can survive. So what does that mean? We're naturally lazy currently in our modern lives. We don't need to defend against animals or tribes. It's easy to stay locked in our daily routine. It's easy to not get out of our warm bed in the morning, to stay in our stagnant relationship, to stay in our comfortable job. Why? Because we want the most comforting environment. We don't want to change. Let's talk about pain. Ow! Ow! Michael, why'd you do that? Just kidding, I didn't hit myself. They say no pain, no gain. And from a physical standpoint, when you're exercising, if you want your muscles to grow, you need to put them through some type of exercise, which can produce pain. And as a result, they grow and they get stronger. That's how our bodies work from a physical standpoint. But why don't we take this point and think about it from our mind? Our mind can get stronger. A six-pack right here, but how about a six-pack right here? I think it could happen too. You can also have a six-pack in your taste buds. I remember when I was a certified sommelier, I did a program, I think 12-week wine program, 5 days a week. I would taste 8 wines each day, and when we talk about it, we'd go through the flavor profiles, deductive tasting, smelling, everything. After 12 weeks, I could taste everything. My senses were on level 9,000 because I worked on it and I exercised my taste buds. Now they're not as sharp. I'm talking about pain, but let's talk about mental and emotional pain. Say you just suffered a breakup, or you got fired from your job, or your best friend stopped talking to you. Now I strongly believe that whatever you care about the most, if you lose it, you have the opportunity to grow. Now it may seem like you made a mistake in the moment, but you have an opportunity to learn from it. If something goes wrong, it's not about the situation, it's how we handle it. It's how we adapt and adjust. William Shakespeare said there's nothing good or bad, it's only thinking that makes it so. As humans, we have that mental capacity to problem solve and figure out the solution. We're not just animals just responding and get killed right away. A lot of times we have a choice. A lot of times we're fighting ourselves. If something like this happens, I'll be real with you, it's not fun. For example, when I broke up with my previous girlfriend, it has taken me so long to get past it, about 2 years. A little bit about this relationship. I've only had a couple girlfriends throughout my life. I believe in more intimate, serious relationships rather than friends with benefits or multiple girlfriends. And my last girlfriend, it was a rather complicated situation because she was studying her master's degree here in the United States, and she's originally from China, and I was planning to go to China to study in Shanghai, my Chinese language program. But we met in New York before, 3 months before I was about to go to China, and she was going to stay here. I told her before we started getting serious that I didn't know what was going to happen with my life. I didn't know if I was going to stay in China. I want to work in a restaurant, but I don't know if it'll happen. So I told her that. I said, please don't follow me. I want to give you an opportunity to possibly stay in the United States and work, because just graduating your master's degree is the best time. Turns out we both decided to stay together in a little bit of a long distance relationship. She ended up coming back to China, and we had a great 6 months together. It was a wonderful time, one of the best moments of my life, and I'm truly grateful for the time that we've had together. But there came to a point where my work prospect, some people that I was trusting and I didn't have a plan B. They promised me certain things and nothing happened. So at the moment I was very stubborn and inflexible and didn't feel right. So I decided to come back to the United States, and I broke up with my girlfriend because I felt like I wasn't ready mentally to have a girlfriend at this time, because I was like totally lost. Imagine you have a goal that you plan for a couple of years and then it doesn't work out. That's how I felt, because I tried to get a job in China and it didn't work out. I came back to the United States and I felt really guilty, but I learned to stop blaming myself. Now the energy has shifted from negative to positive. Try to remind myself of the positive moments rather than blaming myself for the cause of the negative relationship when I felt like it wasn't right for me at the moment. I was about to reach another level in my life of self-growth and I needed to be alone. So what I'm saying is, things will take time. It takes time to heal. Don't give up when it's hard. You have to push through it to the other side. So let's talk about society, this great society that we live in, this great world that we live in. I strongly believe that our society provides many ways for us to numb the pain, whether it be drugs, alcohol, fast foods, these sort of things. When I went to culinary school, there was this old French chef. His name was Chef Pascal. He had this French accent. It's kind of heavy set. He said one day, he's like, I don't smoke. We're like, why not? He's like, because I love food. If I just want something, I'll just make a pork chop. And that's how I am. Sometimes I overeat, eat in excess. That's my vice. But the point is, we have drugs, alcohol, TV shows. These things all numb the pain and distance ourselves from how we're feeling. We're constantly avoiding what's troubling us. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I do it too. But I believe that going through that darkness, being there with yourself in that dark room of your mind, it's essential to our development. We need to be alone with ourselves, because I strongly believe that we are the ones that know ourselves the best. We are the ones that know what feels right. Tap into your intuition, tap into your heart, tap into a love frequency. Then you'll know what to do. We have to slay our inner demons, our inner dragons, to get stronger. You're distracted by alcohol and all these other things. You can't really get to the core. You can't really heal. And if you don't address it, the pain is always there. You need to be with yourself and not listen to anyone else, not listen to the naysayers, not listen to people saying you this, and listen to how you feel. A good exercise would be to just sit in your room, or sit outside, even better. Sit outside nature. Nature is comforting. Sit outside nature, no phone, no watch, for 10 minutes and just look. That's kind of hard for me. I get urges to look at my phone and stuff, but see how you feel after 10 minutes and just try to clear your mind. Take some time for yourself. So I talked about society. Now let's talk about it from a spiritual perspective. So I said earlier that whatever you care about the most, if you lose it, you have the opportunity to grow, or you can stay locked in that pain. It's almost like the universe is giving you a gift, a chance to transcend to a higher level, a chance to meet that spouse of your dreams, a chance to connect with someone on a deeper level, a chance to find your dream job, or to open your business. You have a chance. But when things are going good, you become complacent and you just cruise along, right? You can't cruise so long. Of course, you should enjoy the moment, but it's like a boat in the ocean. Sometimes there's inclement weather, sometimes it's very calm, and it changes like that. Enjoy the moment, but also be ready for the turbulent weather to come at any point, as we can see with the coronavirus. I feel that people tend to make big changes when the carpet is pulled from underneath them, whether it be a breakup or a drug or alcohol overdose, or they lose their job. Then they're really prone to make changes, because that's when they don't have any other options. It's sink or swim, and they either have a choice to move forward or they have nothing else. A lot of people say that change can be a blessing in disguise, and at the moment it does not feel like a blessing in disguise. It does not feel like that. It feels horrible. But if you stay somewhat grounded, there's always a silver lining. And I believe if you don't take the nudge from the universe or whatever, God, whatever you believe in, say, hey, fix things right now, sooner or later it's gonna come back to you harder in a different way. If you don't learn now, you're gonna learn later. And another example, relationship examples, was like my first serious girlfriend. She broke up with me 2 or 3 times, and each time I got back together with her. Even though it didn't feel right, I just thought she was the one, because it was my first girlfriend, and I don't think she was the most honest person all the time. So I believe that the universe was giving me signs to let go, let go, let go, but I'd push them away, try it a little bit longer, and be okay for a little bit, and then it'd get bad again. I believe it's important to let go and move with the flow of the universe, or God, or whatever you believe in. Embracing the change can open new doors to you, new avenues. And not just change, like taking risks for yourself are a form of change too, only you're proactively making that change. So I think that's great. Let's bring this back to the present moment that we're currently in, 2020, 2021, time of filming this video. A lot of people lost their jobs. The internet is automating a lot of jobs, so people are losing jobs in that respect. The coronavirus has made the world unstable, and our lives are changing from it. It's created a lot of social and political unrest. My response is, it does suck a lot, but we have an opportunity to change and innovate out of this situation. I like to give an example of, in New York City, we have yellow taxi cabs, which are just the local taxi cabs that you'll find on the street. I remember always taking a taxi cab, and they would be not the most cleanliness cars. They haven't been vacuumed, and they'd always have this like strange odor, and the drivers would always be on the phone, and they wouldn't be the most friendly people, and they would always drive crazy. So I never really had a good experience in a yellow taxi cab in New York City. But when Uber and Lyft came around, their service was better, the cars were well kept, the experience was overall better. So I wouldn't mind paying a couple extra dollars for an Uber or Lyft. But a lot of yellow taxi drivers that have spent their whole life driving yellow taxi got upset about Uber and Lyft taking their job. Meanwhile, I know it's hard to change as you get older too, but they didn't adapt and adjust, and they weren't trying to innovate and make their service better. So can you really blame Uber and Lyft? You know, sometimes I wish the world that we live in wasn't like this, but if you believe we're in the animal kingdom, survival of the fittest, I believe we have to innovate out of change. That's the world that we live in. Things change so fast. We're not going to get eaten by a lion as humans necessarily, but we do have to adapt to things changing around us at all times. It's like playing a video game. There are levels. After each level, you get stronger. I did a video on video games too. Life is like a video game. You get stronger, you get better. At each level, you progress. And that's how I think life is. You have new skills, you have a new mindset, and you're ready to fight the next boss. Let's go back to the example about Darwin and theory of evolution and the finches, little birds on the Galapagos Island. So there were several finches, and what was unique about them is that they evolved to have different beaks to eat different sources of food. Like some finches had beaks that were more prone to eating insects. Some finches had beaks that were more prone to eating plants. I don't know if they were longer, I don't know the science behind it, but they adapted to different food sources and their physical bodies changed, their beak size changed. That's very interesting. So innovate out of your life. Nature does it and we do too, because we're part of nature. I know it's hard and I know a lot of people are struggling. I'm not telling you this because I'm perfect. I'm telling you this because I'm learning as I'm going. I am the work in progress as I'm telling you this. So how can we evolve? I think it comes down to two main things, and there's more. So leave a comment below if you have some more tips for us. Learn a new skill. I think it's never too late to learn something, and I think society tends to put a label on us, put us in a box and say, this is what you have to do your whole life. But I don't think that's the case. My uncle was an electrical engineer for I think 20 to 30 years. In his 50s, he decided to quit it all and go to nursing school. So he's a nurse now, and he's enjoying his life more. And he's also getting a PhD in nursing. So shout out to my Uncle Bill out of Massachusetts. You're doing a cool thing. So I think it's never too late to learn. You want to learn a new instrument, you want to learn a new language. Heck, like I've always wanted to learn Mandarin Chinese and I never really invested time. I started learning Chinese when I was 27. People say, oh, it's too late to learn. It's not too late to learn. You can learn anything and stimulate your mind in a new way. It's another way to level up. I have this DJ thing. I never played an instrument in elementary school, but I've always been into music and I want to be a DJ, so I bought this DJ turntable thing. I still haven't used it. It's been on my table for a month now, but I'm gonna get into it, so it's never too late to learn. And number two, I think it's important to surround yourself with the right people. There's a saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I think that's 100% true, especially as I get older in my life and my social circle gets smaller and smaller. Look for your ride or dies, the people that have been with you all the time. Those are the people that you want in your life, the people that inspire you, your cheerleaders, that can help you, that you can ask questions to, that can give you unconditional feedback, people that support you. That's who you want to be around. Choose wisely. And I know maybe you don't have the space to be away from your family. Say you have a family member that's very negative all the time. You need to set some type of boundaries, and it's different for each family, and I don't have all the answers, but try to have the right network of friends at least. So if people are doing things that are not congruent to your lifestyle, for example, like drinking and smoking heavily, you might want to distance yourself from them. You don't have to say like, but it's time to not hang out with them every Friday. So I'm gonna wrap this up right now. I hope you enjoyed my rant on adapting to change. I think it's super important, especially in the world that we live in. You know, it's crazy. We have airplanes and we're going to the moon now. We're going to Mars. As a human race, we're also advancing too, and it's important to be aware of that and evolve ourselves. Don't numb the pain as much. Yeah, there'll be moments to chill out, have a drink. That's cool, I got wine all here, but you gotta be aware of how you feel. You gotta be aware of your heart. You gotta be aware of your mind. And try to love your life. Be present. And love the change. It adds zest to your life. I'll leave you with this. Life is like a game of chess. You may be at a disadvantage, but it's never too late. And you could still win with what you have and find a way. I wish you health, wealth, love, and happiness. Go after your dreams. Make a change today. It could be a little change. I haven't been drinking coffee for about 1 month. That's a personal change for me. You don't have to do something like that, but maybe it's getting up 30 minutes earlier. Try to make that change. Start today. Life is short. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching this. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I'm going on my spiritual journey, my spiritual awakening, and I just want to share that with you. Have a great day.